I'm ready to talk about plasma cutters. Are you ready to talk about plasma cutters? I'm ready to talk about plasma cutters. That's a plasma cutter. And that's a plasma cutter. You may notice that there's a slight difference between the two. Can you spot it? That's right, one is red.
I sleep in my Louboutin, so I wake up sexy.
Now you might be wondering what a plasma cutter is. Well, it's a thing that cuts metal with plasma, and it lets you make wonderful pieces of art like that. Yeah, I guess it also lets you make other stuff and whatever. So with that little one, I was pretty much freehanding it with this thing. That's the part where all the stuff comes out, the plasma comes out of here, the plasma comes out of here. I should probably not be pointing this at my face. Don't worry, I had the breaker off. Anyway, this thing, this handheld one, oh, it doesn't actually, oh. So this thing is basically the baby version of this.
I look good 24/7, 24/7.
And rather than me moving it around with my hand, or this hand, or any hand, that one's moved with the machine and a computer. So this little cheap one's actually pretty smart. It has a arc start, and so you just kind of hover this above the material and it'll do a little zap, kind of like starts the plasma flowing, or the plasma stuff, juice. I'm no expert, really, I'm not, but I think the way this thing works is it has to touch the metal to get the arc going. And then plasma happens, probably. So the plan is that I'm going to get the big red plasma cutter talking to the machine, and the way to do that is it needs basically 3 connections. So first it needs what's known as the float switch, and the idea behind this is that when the z-axis lowers, this will raise ever so slightly and trigger that switch. That lets the controller know that we have bumped the material, please start the arc. Probably. So the other connection that this thing needs, or rather 2 from this bundle of wires, is what's known as the arc OK. The arc OK is what lets the controller know that a plasma arc has started and is actually currently running. That's done by detecting a current on the ground, which I believe is actually the positive lead in plasma cutting. But it detects that there is a current flowing and a little reed switch that is wrapped around, or that is shoved into this loop of wire that detects when the circuit is complete and stuff is happening. Now the other connection that's needed is the actual trigger to start the arc, which is similar to this thing. That's basically the electronic version of that. Okay, I lied. There's 4 connections. The 4th one's power. It's just to power the board that's in the plasma cutter. There's a daughter board that is inside that thing and makes it all do stuff. So that's basically it. I'm going to clean up, put away the little one, and try and get this big one running. Maybe. Okay, so a couple connections to make here. This is the little reed relay that detects if there's an arc. So that just kind of slips in here, I think. Something I'm probably going to improve upon later. Okay, that's roughly, I don't know, where it's supposed to go. And then this is the power trigger and power trigger. Yeah, who knows? It's something. It's fine. All right. I don't really care about how beautiful this is. I just want it to work. All right, so let's just connect these. This one. There it is. I mean, that's fine for now. I'm going to be saying fine for now for a while, because I want to get this thing working first before I make any modifications or improvements to it. I have a pretty small garage, and so getting this thing hooked up and unhooked up, I want to make sure that I have connectors that's a little bit cleaner than, well, this. Yeah, I mean, that's fine for now. Anywho, let's plug this in. And I guess see what happens. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what am I missing or what's supposed to happen in what order. There's no like plan here. It's just to kind of figure it out as I go. That's the best plan, by the way. All right. Well, I mean, it's plugged in. Let's get the computer running. See what happens. Invalid configuration because the CMOS battery is probably kind of dead in this machine. Okay. Power on. Power. Where's the switch? On. Right, so in the last video, I was trying to get this set up to use Axis. Now that's out of date. The cool kids are using QtPlasmaC, which is it's kind of like its own standalone application that uses this entirely different UI. To mistype the password. It uses an entirely different UI to. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. That'll do it. Perfect. Where was I? Right. So QtPlasmaC is entirely its own different thing. That makes this CNC stuff specific to plasma cutting. And let me show you how that looks. E-stop off, power on. So I can now move the machine. Yeah, that all works. Now, I just kind of want to draw a line. I think it's time to plug in the plasma cutter. Let's see what happens. Whee! Okay, that's the first time I ever did that. I'm gonna do torch on. Now let's try it. Do a... Holy shit, that worked. So... that's a hole. That worked. I think I can cut something with this. Slight intermission while I figure that out. Slight intermission while I figure that out. Slight intermission. Air. It needs air to make the plasma happen. Okay, did a little bit of calibration. Maybe stuff will happen, huh? Yeah, you never know. Huh? No arc detected.
Slight intermission.
A little hot tip for you, if it's not working, turn it on. That right there. That's a CNC cut. So, what next? Well, since that works, I guess the next step is to actually cut something out that is more than just a line. But if that worked, I'm pretty hopeful that that next attempt will actually succeed. So, if you like this video and you want to see more of this tomfoolery, subscribe. Yeah. All right.